It's hard changing your life. It was hard when just over 3 years ago, in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times, and I was sleeping in my office. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment?" And I said, "Yes," and I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, "Would you mind reading it here?" And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, "This is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office." And I said, "Excuse me."
The only reason why I am doing this series that I'm doing, this educational series on domestic violence awareness, especially for advocacy for rights of men, and especially talking about the challenges in an environment like Nigeria, which is extremely negative, is because I am very concerned that there are other people who are trying or who may wish to influence change, who may or even be on the receiving end of abuse and be looking for help, and will encounter the kinds of people I'm about to describe in this reaction video. These are people that feel that they have a right to talk down on others, to bash people, to put down people, to shame people into silence, but they claim at the same time that they are actually doing advocacy work and that they are actually stakeholders and people that are providing support to victims. But actually, their entire disposition, most times, it's ego-driven. It's about them and them wanting to be the only one. Some of them even have what is called a God complex. I'm going to do a separate video on the God complex. They feel that they are the only ones that know, and they are the only ones that can save people, and that other people should shut up. And they are always trying to tell us who is qualified to be an advocate or to function as a support provider and to helper or to offer solutions, and who is not. They want to be the one that will appoint and kind of remove you from the equation. I don't have any problem with anybody. I keep saying it. This is how I live my life. I live a life of live and let live. But if I see people who are being needlessly difficult and constituting themselves into obstacles, and I see that they are hurting people in the process, I won't necessarily want to call them out unless they really push it and I get to the point I feel that's necessary. I will call them out. But instead, I will just offer information that counters what they're doing, and I make it available to the public. The Chinese have a saying. It's a proverb. It goes like this: man who says it cannot be done should not get in the way of man who wants to do it. And I think you get the gist, but let me just quickly break it down. The person who is saying, "Oh, it's impossible, you can't do this thing, you don't have what it takes, or you don't know the right people, or you cannot get it done, the system will not allow you." You said it right. You've told the person he cannot succeed. Get out of the way if the person says he wants to do it. Don't then, having told him it's not possible, begin to now dog his feet, stalk him or her, and begin to attack him and kind of talk bad about him and discredit him or her, and keep going around negatively trying to interrupt him or her. Don't then do that, because you've already said it's not possible, right? So why should you be bothered about it if he continues? Then he's been a fool. She's been a fool. Leave him alone to show that he's a fool or he's a fool. Don't then now go out of your way to now throw obstacles in the person's path. You've already said he can't succeed, right? So that is the reason why I'm doing this video. Now I'm going to let you listen to Les Brown. It's one video, but I've cut it into two parts. So I'm going to react to both parts of the video. But the two of them kind of are under the same theme, about you not allowing people to tell you how to succeed.
It's hard changing your life. It was hard when just over 3 years ago, in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times, and I was sleeping in my office. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment?" And I said, "Yes," and I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, "Would you mind reading it here?" And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, "This is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office. And I said, excuse me, sir. I said, I just work long hours in creating my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And right now, things are bad for me. But they're not going to be this way always. And I just asked for the opportunity to continue to operate like I'm doing. I'm not trying to make this my home. And it was hard coming through the lobby. And sometimes they would laugh. There's a guy talking about becoming successful. And look at him. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and two other dreamers up there. Look at him. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams, and I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on, by continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor, never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop. Stop running toward your dream.
So you heard Les Brown, and the point is, you heard him say that when he had not succeeded, in order to succeed, he had went through this psychological journey. He alone knew what he was going through. Look at what he said. He was sleeping in his office, having his bath in his office, sleeping on the floor of his office. He got to a point where they had to call him and give him a letter saying you are not supposed to sleep in your office. And then the fact that he was going out to give lectures to people on success. And as he was telling them, you can live your dream, he knew in his own heart, as he was saying those words, that even he in his own personal life was behind on his bill payments, all right, and on his dreams. He was not succeeding, and he was telling people they could succeed. Now, in Nigeria, this kind of person, they would have just kicked him away to one side, and just somebody would just think that they would discredit him straight away. But guess what? One of the best ways to demonstrate that you believe in yourself and that you believe in your future is to be able to stand and give support and tell other people how to succeed and share what you know with other people about how to succeed, even when you are yet to succeed or when you are going through difficulty that is even making you fail. For you to be able to find the courage, all right, and the motivation and the drive to keep giving support and inspiration to other people who are looking for success that you do not have, or that you are also looking for, but for you to be able to give of yourself to help other people to aim for their success and to achieve it while you are not yet even there at the top, that is true evidence that you are going to be successful. That is true evidence that you are qualified to succeed and to help others to succeed. That is evidence of your greatness, the fact that you can do that. You see, there are so many people, they want to succeed first before they can help others. No. Any student of success knows that the rule of success, the foundational principle and philosophy for succeeding is for you to understand that first of all, you have to put in the work, and you will not be able to count success. You will not be able to point at your success until you have helped other people succeed. You know that there's a saying by Zig Ziglar that the best way to succeed is that to get what you want, is to help other people, enough of other people get what they want. Then you will be able to qualified to get what you want, because you will just find that people will be brought to you to help you get what you want. I don't want to waste time talking about my own personal achievements in this regard, as regard what I do for a living. But for those who know my story, they know that there was a time I left Nigeria. Part of the problem was due to the problem I had on the home front with my ex-partner, giving me hell in the house, and I needed a place where I could focus and do my work. So I tried with family. Nobody could help me. Nobody offered me space in their homes. I reached out to even extended family, the same problem. Everybody had their own issues. You couldn't blame anybody. So I got to the point, I said, you know what, I got to go to another country. And because I could speak French, Benin Republic ultimately appealed to me. What I want to tell you is that, and I have an article, I'll put the link in the description so I don't spend too much time. And I think I have 1 or 2 videos that I shared my story of how I spent in 2013, 1st of April 2013, I moved to Benin. You see what Les Brown described here? That was a kind of understanding the philosophy I understood and I had embraced over 2 decades before. And so I knew what I needed to do. I had read all the books, just like here in this video you see him. I'll put the link to the full video in the description. He mentioned all the books he had read. Those are the books, I've read those books too. And I knew what I needed to do, and I knew that all I needed to do was to change my environment to achieve my goal by doing those things. And so what Les Brown says here has to do with the achievement of any goal you set for yourself, including the goal I set for myself now, all right, of making a difference in the lives of people who are victims of abuse and are men, mainly anyway, and also generally anybody who's going through abuse, male or female. So I slept on the streets of Cotonou and Porto Novo, all right, for quite some length of time. I was literally just in and out. It was a terrible experience, but it was an experience that built me up. But I stuck at it, and eventually by the time I was coming into Nigeria, I had a deputy ambassador as my client. He gave me an official Tundra Jeep, his Thunder Jeep with his driver, that brought me to Nigeria 3 times to come and install my software and train his manager on this farm at Ekiti State. And then he also paid me to build a website, and after that I got a job, a contract to write a paper, a 4,000 word case study paper for an NGO in Holland, who heard about me from a professor in South Africa, a Nigerian professor based in South Africa. What I'm trying to tell you is that I started as a guy that was sleeping on the streets. I crossed into that country with less than 3,500 naira. I used to eat 1 pineapple per day. I have students who are my friends today from the University of Calavi, that's the National University in Benin Republic. They know me, they are friends with me on Facebook. Now, if I were to call them up, I could do a phone call, video call. I'm sure I can even try that. I'm going to see if I can do that, or I can do a video chat with some of them. They will confirm I lived in the room. There were 6 of us. I was the only one that wasn't a student. I was twice their age. I did this thing. By the time I left that country, I had people who were high profile people who had companies of their own, a client of mine was running a private university. Those were the kinds of people I had as clients. The same students that I was living with were shocked to see the kind of cars that were coming to pick me up from the campus. And then later I moved on to my own house, a 2-bedroom apartment. That was how I started my journey. I reinvented myself, and I did it because I believed in myself. There is no goal I set for myself that I'm not convinced I will achieve, because the Creator is on my side, because my intentions are honorable. And I wanted to put that in there so you understand this is not an ego trip for me. These videos I'm doing, I could be doing so many other things with my time. I have a business to run, but because of the method I use in my marketing, I'm able to devote some time to this, because I do want to add value, because I believe this service I'm providing is going to make a difference in some people's lives. A lot of people who are men, they are very silent in this kind of thing. They don't want to come publicly and can't talk to someone like me. They come through the inboxes and through private messaging and all of that. So let's be clear. There's an audience that is giving me attention. I'm telling you, because they contact me all the time. And therefore, those who are trying to get me or tell me I'm not qualified to speak should simply just up their game and do what is needed, because there are many. We need this service is badly needed. The more of us that are involved in it, the better. And we can't all do the same thing. What I'm doing is very different from what most people are doing. The problem with the Nigerian society is that too many people who should not be teaching people are teaching people. They don't understand the principles of success. And that's why I tell people all the time, the only reason why anybody can put a question mark on me is because the person doesn't understand the philosophy of success, the principles of success. I've done this from way back when I was in school, when I was in paid employment, one of the highest paying companies in the country, and since I become an entrepreneur. My entire story proves that what I'm saying is true. When I became an entrepreneur and I wanted to sell spreadsheets, they told me it was impossible. They proved them wrong. Again and again and again, the literal impossible was achieved by being unreasonable. You heard Les Brown is in this video. He says these things. Let me share a quote with you. I put it on my website many years ago. Those are just one of many quotes, but yeah, I think it's a quote that I like to kind of use to drive home the points I'm making. Because if you listen too much to opinion, particularly from people that don't see what you see, even the great people, may not see what you see. Because the person is great does not mean that he knows everything. Sometimes some people will not see what you see, and what is being shown to you is being shown to you by a creator. Your creator does not deal with two people at the same time. Each person is unique, so you must understand that. I want to read out a quote to you. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable man persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. George Bernard Shaw. I want you to think about that quote. Okay. And let it affect everything you do going forward from today. Don't think that by agreeing with people, it will help you to achieve your goals. So long as you know, in the sense that you actually know, you believe in yourself that you can do it, and you are ready to do the work to improve your ability to do it, then it's just a matter of time. You will succeed. Then when you succeed, those same people that were telling you couldn't succeed, they'll say, we always knew you could do it. This has happened to me so many times. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I beg of you, don't listen to all those negative people. There are too many out there, but you deserve better. And you have a right to aspire to make a difference in society. Don't let anybody tell you you are not qualified. Let the people you are helping tell you you are not qualified. Not the people that are worrying about the fact that you are helping people. I'm offering support to people. They are appreciating me for it. Some people are telling me I'm not qualified to do what I'm doing. On what basis? I just ignore them. That's what you should do. Thank you.